Hey friends, welcome back to the another live stream. Hope you all are doing good. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. So today's live stream is not just another news breakdown. This is a deep dive story into a one that exposes exactly why America has been facing repeated security failures over the past decade. Just few days ago, a man connected with CIA partnered forces in Afghanistan allegedly launched a targeted ambush on two young National Guard members just blocks away from the White House. You might be aware about this. And after going through the full story, the question that's echoing across America is simple. Why does this keeps happening, or why do individuals who enter the US under special protection and end up harming the very country that gave them refugee? And most importantly, how can America stop these cycles once and for all? So, guys, today we are breaking down all of this in detail. So, let's first get to the exact story. The victim, a 29-year-old Afghan migrant who came to the US under a special program created after the 2021 Afghanistan withdrawal, allegedly drove across the country to carry out a pre planned attack on two members of the National Guard, 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf. Authorities say this was targeted, not random, not emotional, not accidental. And the shocking twist is that the man once worked alongside CIA partner forces guarding US personnel at Kabul airport before being flown into the America. This raises a deep and uncomfortable questions, and today we are going to face them head on. So, why these incidents keep happening? To understand the prevention, we must understand the cause as well. And the cause isn't one thing, it's a chain reaction created by the political decisions, rush policies, and broken systems. So, guys, let's explore the core reasons. So, first, I think is rush immigration and waiting afterwards. Whenever America withdraws from a conflict zone, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, huge number of people flood into the US under emergency relocation programs. What happens next is very predictable. The waiting is rushed. Also, the background checks are incomplete, and documentation from the war torn countries is also not reliable. And the pressure to evacuate quickly overrides national security. That's exactly what happened in 2021. Tens of thousands were brought in under Operation Ellie's welcome over next years, but over months. Many had no proper paperwork. Many were weighted by foreign partners, not by America. And some had battlefield trauma, divided loyalties, or unsupervised military experience. This is how the dangerous individuals slip through. Second reason is trauma and radicalization. That America doesn't address the people coming from war zones carry years of the psychological trauma, PTSD, anger, loss, ideological conflict. Some served on the battlefields and some lost families. Some hated the Taliban, some hated also America. When they arrive in the US, there is no mental health screening, no long term monitoring, no evaluation, no mandatory integration programs, and no community supervision. And without the any support or accountability, some individuals with the unresolved trauma spiral into violence. A 1,000-mile drive to commit an ambush. That is the behavior of someone who was deeply unstable long before entering the United States. Third reason is abuse of the asylum and humanitarian system. Over a period of time, humanitarian parole and asylum turn into shortcuts to bypass the proper immigration channels. And here is the truth. Some individuals know exactly how to use the system. Once inside, the US asylum becomes a pathway to stay permanently. Also, legal pressure force is quick approvals, and the checks on these individuals stop after the paperwork is completed. In this case, the suspect's asylum was approved, but his deeper background, his role in paramilitary units, went under reviewed. This is a structural failure. Fourth reason is a political culture that ignores the warning signs. Every time someone raises the concerns about the immigration risk, the debate becomes political instead of practical. Security experts get silence. Lawmakers avoid the hard decisions. Media downplays threats. And by the time the truth comes out, it because a tragedy has already happened. Washington waited too long to act, and now the country is paying the price. So, guys, how America can prevent these incidents in future? This part is crucial not just for your live stream, but for understanding the path forward. First, prevention could be waiting must be slower, deeper, and independent. America cannot rely on the foreign partners to verify identities. All waiting must be done by the US intelligence, not by the hurried overseas screenings. Individuals with the military or the backgrounds like Kandahar strike force must be screened with the heightened standards. If paperwork is missing or questionable, the admission should be denied until fully verified. So security must be on top priority. Second is mandatory mental health evaluation for the war zone migrants. Anyone who served in the combat or operated with the intelligence units must undergo a psychological evaluation for the trauma, radicalization, and the risk. This isn't a discrimination, this is a common sense. Just as the American soldiers undergo evaluations, so should the foreign personnel with similar backgrounds. Third step we can take is continuous monitoring for the high risk cases, not surveillance, but monitoring. Regular check ins, employment verification, community integration, and support, behavioral evaluations. If someone demonstrates instability or concerning behavior, intervention must be immediate. Fourth step could be limit and control entry from the high risk zones. This is why Trump's directive is important. Re-examining green cards from the high risk countries isn't anti-immigrant. It's a pro-security task. If a nation has active extremist activities, civil war, or the collapsed government structure, immigration must be restricted until safety is guaranteed. No country in the world accepts unverified migrants during instability, and America shouldn't either. Fifth step could be mandatory training and integration programs. Foreign military personnel coming to the US must be required to attend the integration programs. American law, American culture, conflict management, de escalation, mental wellness support, also community bonding, all this should be given training. Without integration, people remain mentally trapped in war zones even while physically living in the America. And sixth step should be zero tolerance policies for the criminal activity. If a migrant commits a violent crime or attempts one, deportation proceedings must start immediately without any political interference. A nation must choose protect its citizens or gamble with their lives. So, guys, now let's back to the present story. When you look at the Washington DC attack through this lens, everything becomes clearer. This was not an isolated event, this was not unpredictable. This was the result of years of rush policies, weak waiting, ignored warning signs, and an overly pressured immigration system. And now, as Trump orders a full scale review of all the green cards from countries of concern, the message is clear. America must learn from this. America must correct this, and America must never let this happen again. So, guys, thank you so much for staying with me through this deep dive and tuning in today. These conversations are not easy, but they are necessary. Two young National Guard members are fighting for their lives right now, and their sacrifice demands that America confront the truth behind this tragedy. So, if we want safety, if we want stability, if we want to protect the future, then we must understand both the cause and the cure as well. So, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Till then, stay informed, stay strong, and stay proud of your country. I will see you guys in the next live stream.